Hello everyone, this is Bentley from Kent, Washington, and I wanted to do a short update just right before Christmas. So you remember the Taeniatus Bipindi cribs that we have here? You can see the mom and the dad in the back, and all the babies in this little 40 breeder. The dad got a little aggressive and clearly kind of wanted to breed again and had beat up the mom, so we split him away for a couple of weeks. And then Mom decided the babies were getting big enough. She was going to start chasing them more than protecting them. So eventually, the decision was to split them away. And I just wanted to show this like short roll while they were together right before we had to kind of split them away from their babies as they're growing up. But you can see just the insanely cool like purple blue color that the female has, the like just golden bright yellow, and then the male, depending on his mood, will show all sorts of different colors. There's our pretty girl right there on the right. Uh, so I'm about to show you some video my roommate shot in the morning, and I apologize. His cell phone camera aligned it really weird, so it's gonna look a little funky. But you're gonna get an opportunity to actually see the courting behavior the female does in Kribensis, because it's the female who courts the male when it comes to spawning. And they do a really cool dance. So here we are. You can see the weird angle from the side, but notice like she keeps cocking her body to the sides and just really swishing her fins about, almost kind of Spanish dancer style. And you can see him kind of picking at her a little bit. Now these two have been apart for about 2 weeks or so, and you can see from the side, just like look at the angle she cocks her body as she sits there and kind of almost corrals him as she's showing off. And you can see just like even with the lighting plays a little weird on my roommate's camera. I apologize, it's a cell phone cam, so it's not the best. We'll cut to another little shot here in a sec. Um, but just how brilliant the yellow and purple blue tones are in her body, even with this kind of poor lighting and being cocked to the side, all weird. You can just see how gorgeous her color is. And you can see in the previous shot in the 40 breeder, the male was more of kind of a dull kind of golden yellow color, or maybe like brass, where now he's really dark and he has this beautiful purple color in his fins, which is kind of hard to see because of the way that his camera picked up the light here. Um, and then he's got that kind of like leopard spotty orangey bit in his tail, but the rest of it is this kind of like purpley red tone, and she's this beautiful blue purple her whole body except for that big yellow finnage and then that big gold spot in the middle of her body, and then there's a thin black stripe. You can see all that yellow in her face. Just look how gorgeous these fish are, and you get this opportunity to see what tends to be kind of uncommon in the fish world, where it's the female's responsibility to court the male. And they'd been apart for a little bit, and now, like, unfortunately, we don't get to see them doing this very much because they're just kind of swimming around. They don't have a cave to spawn where we have them currently, just because the babies we have from the old batch are not quite big enough, and we don't want to have like hundreds and hundreds of Kribensis babies quite yet. But this is kind of a rare strain, and they're growing up, and we're already starting to see what looks like some determiners on female and male in the babies. So pretty soon we'll actually have Fry old enough to start looking toward getting them out to other people, because these are kind of a rare strain. It's the, like I said, Taeniatus Bipindi. Um, and they're not quite as common as your usual like the Pulcher crib, right? So you get this just really way different color, and she's just such a pretty fish. And you get to see this just crazy dance where normally it's the males that are doing all the work, and you can just see her just really going nuts, kind of corralling him around. And I just thought it would be neat to show you guys something that you might not get to see all that often, because maybe it happens at night when you're not paying attention, or she's catches him in a cave and does the dance, and now you get to see him out in the open and see this just insane dance. And then finally, a little update on our Boesemani fry. Um, I I think the video should speak for itself. You can tell the males and the females now. So you can see the little boys, and they're about an inch and a half or so. big yellow back body and that blue up front, and then the females kind of a little dull yellow. It's kind of hard to see just because of my cell phone camera here. You see me kind of following one of the other males over here, and this big long runner off my Franz Stoffel sword that's got 5 just massive babies growing like crazy on it. But you can see the females around those 2 males. They look a little more dull silver color. They'll start to get in a nice yellow tone, similar in color to what those males have now, and those males are going to darken up into a nice, deeper orange color. Less of a yellow, a little more orange. I know I tried to zoom in here and just kind of I twitch them a little because you'll see these males. You see how they go parallel with each other there, like completely side by side, like a couple of ships in the night. That is part of their like flaring display. They'll go side by side and they'll sit there and flare their fins, getting ready to spar or trying to just show off for the females in the tank. Rainbows get to breeding pretty early, so that's kind of neat. Anyway, you guys have a good Christmas. Thanks for watching.